Hello everyone and welcome to Dice Commando and coverage of Battle Hardened Portland, the very first Commoner format competitive level event ever in Flesh and Blood. I'm Andrew, your host and commentator for today's event coverage. In this three-part series, I'm bringing you real-time gameplay from Battle Hardened Portland and showcasing the Commoner format in Flesh and Blood. In today's video, we'll be covering Swiss rounds 1 through 4, but be sure to tune in over the next 2 days as we cover the rest of the event, culminating in the finals and ultimately crowning the very first Commoner Battle Hardened champion. Today's event and all of the Calling Portland festivities were organized and hosted by Fab Foundry. Congratulations to them for a successful weekend, a 370-person calling, a 120-person Battle Hardened, and 3 days of Flesh and Blood with over 500 unique participants. Now, our first match today features a classic Commoner matchup in Dash versus Aria. But more importantly, this game features none other than Sean Cowan, the primary force behind the Commoner Crawl series here in Portland. It's quite fitting that we kick off our tournament coverage with Sean, honoring all of his work in building the Commoner community and the Commoner Crawl series, which played a major part in Portland being selected as the site for the very first Commoner OP competitive event. Sean, on Dash today, is a member of the Dice Commando team. And as anyone who attends an event knows, the luck of the draw always seems to favor friendly fire in round 1. Aaron Roker is also a member of Dice Commando team, and is normally an Icelander main and Commoner, but today has switched it up on his quest to add to his resume. Aaron has topped a skirmish event, winning it on Emperor, but today of course will be running Aria. Alright everyone, welcome to the inaugural Commoner Battle Hardened here in Portland, Oregon, USA. We're getting this underway with round 1. So on the left of our screen we have Sean Cowan, as mentioned, responsible for the Commoner Crawl here in the city. See, he's on Dash and he is going pistol into this matchup, which makes a lot of sense, trying to essentially stave off the fatigue as long as he possibly can, or maybe remove that option altogether. It's on the Hyperdriver, of course, which is generally the go-to in this format. And we see Aaron on the right side of the screen, also a Team Commando member for some team-on-team violence here. Now, he's made an interesting choice going with Needle. So Needle actually makes a lot of sense in this matchup because we know Dash is highly likely not playing defense reactions because he doesn't want to miss boost, which means that Needle is going to be good all game and not get broken, which is pretty hot. It does, however, use up a pretty valuable sideboard spot. So we'll see how Aaron does over the course of the tournament. So Sean's going to open us up here. And we likely will see a pistol load. That is what he does, yes. Loads pistol. And then, okay, he's just going to move right to end, it looks like. Go in the next turn, fully loaded. Aaron now we do see is on the RTT kitty package, which makes sense. He's on the 3 Tails mask, which means if he hits 3 times, he can pop that to draw a card. And then, of course, on the legs and the gloves, it can make a 2-attack kitty together. And then Blood Scent, that when you attack with that kitty, makes you an extra resource to play something big. So you open with a blue pitch here for Kodachi 1. Sean will take that for sure, which he does. Needle for 3. Very, very impressive there. Yeah, Sean takes it right to the chest. Alright, so let's see what Aaron's got up his sleeve here. I see that's a Rising Knee. Can't tell the color. Is that a Scar for... I think it's a Scar for Scar and a Wounding... That's a Wounding Blow. So that Wounding Blow is likely a blue. The Rising Knee could be red or blue, depending on what he's playing. And the Scar is, of course, going to be a red. So Rising Knee would be for just 3 here. So there's an argument to Arsenal the Rising Knee if it's the red. If it's the blue... Okay, it's just Wounding Blow for 2. Sean will happily take that. Sean got off pretty well here. Going in with a 5-card hand. 4 in hand, 1 in arsenal. Fully loaded pistol. And I did not see which card Aaron arsenaled. We do still see another knee in his hand, so it was likely the Scar in Arsenal. So Sean's going to open with a red zipper, not too shabby. Okay, so he'll pitch 2 floating, he'll boost, and then get a resource back going to... Oh, he gets a Bertha off the top, which actually replenishes the Hyperdriver. That's pretty hot. So Sean's sitting at 5 damage with 3 resources, 3 more cards in hand, 2 cards in hand, and 1 in Arsenal, with a pistol up. So Aaron tosses... Ooh, that's a valuable card. Flying Kick. And that is a yellow 0, so he'll be coming in for 3. Sean hasn't lost anything super valuable yet from a fatigue standpoint. The yellow throttle.
Somewhere on there, right? That's right.
Okay, now we can see Aaron's hands. That's a rising knee. That is a what looks to be a back heel kick. And I cannot tell the third card for the moment. All right, so full block there. 0, that's a blue 0 on a hit. Ooh, but that's a crankshaft, so he'll go to 4 on his driver. That's pretty hot. Wow, fully loaded here. Okay, so he has just his Arsenal card, but he can pay for anything. Aaron takes the 2. Ooh, Kraken Gauntlets. Do we have a payload? An early payload? Oh, it's a Rev Up. So Rev Up comes in for 2 because he controls a driver. He can boost this then, making it 8. Does he boost? He does boost. Okay, gets a yellow zipper. Didn't want to see that go. And then he can still pistol after this. Wow, this is impressive here. What a turn. Aaron has 2 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal. Now, what's interesting here is if he arsenaled that Scar, he actually can take a hit here, and it would actually work for him. But does he take 8 is the question. Now, if he had held that flying knee, he could have blocked armor here. And to be fair, he can still block armor here. But if he'd held the knee, he could have used that next turn and gone wide. Okay, so he blocks 3 armor, takes the 5. And then Sean will pistol for 2, which he'll likely take. Yep, he does. Okay. So as scripted there on the end, but man, that Rev Up, nicely done, Sean. Okay, so 1 armor left on Aaron's side. We actually do note we have 1 armor on Sean's side.
Somewhere around here.
Okay, so let's see what Aaron does here. I mean, at the very least, Sean's looking at probably 7 damage this turn, at a minimum, I would guess. Actually, that Scar's not there. So we actually know Scar's in Arsenal. So he'll be looking at 8 damage at the minimum. And that's depending on sequencing. He can actually throw more than that, but those 2 cards in his hand are likely each 1s. Yep, so 4 go again. So if Sean blocks here, it'll indicate the strength of his hand. Okay, so he's no blocking. Okay, so yeah, that is a blue rising knee. So yep, now coming 3. Very good. Sean takes it. Oh, Stony Wootenhog. Very nice. So Stony Wootenhog is +1 when defended or when not defended by 2 non-equipments. Yep. Okay, I was gonna say yep. So it should be.
I'm gonna go and bust this.
Okay, so the trigger there was for mask, but I believe that Sean should have actually taken 6 damage off of that. But only took 5. But triggers are triggers. Goes to Sean. Let's see what he can do. Okay, 0 boost. Oh, Bertha. So he'll stay up 4 and make a resource. Berthas and crankshafts, not too shabby. Aaron should be able to put Sean down here, though, at 2. Just got to keep 1 card and just keep coming, right? All right, jump start. So jump start with a hyperdriver is effectively a zipper hit. Boosts a courier, red courier. That's pretty good. So 4 no blocks into a fate. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Aaron just needs to go in with one card each turn here at this point. Oh, payload for 6. That's only going to be able to land 3 damage, though. Aaron popping that mask last time is very heads up to get the Arsenal card. Oh, and he took it all. Took it all. Okay. So what he's doing is he popped Fist on the hit. He's going to Accelerator for the extra action point and do 2 more. Aaron goes to 1. Oh, Aaron thinks he can put him down here, which is probably true. Because if he pushes Sean into block mode, he will not outlast the Kodachi, especially the Kodachi Needle. And he has a Tiger on board. A 2-hit Tiger with an extra resource. This is a tough spot for Mr. Sean here. Okay, man, that's the rising knee is all over the place. Yeah, Kodachi 1. He can actually afford to take it, probably will at this point. Yeah, I think Sean's seeing the writing on the wall here. Yep, so he does take it indeed, but now he's blocking for the rest of the game. So does Aaron needle here? I mean, that's why you brought it, right? Yep, exactly. Coming 3, that'll be a full block. The reason I was debating that is if you had a 3, right, you could come in and make it a break point. But then you risk getting your needle broke. Not risk, actually. All of Sean's cards, I believe, block for 3, so... Needle second was the correct play. Okay, yeah, so there we go. Here we're going for a 2-cost tiger, or a 2-attack tiger, excuse me. And then the question will be, does he have a she or something like that? Yep. So Tiger 2, which will suck out a card. And then what does Aaron have up his sleeve? Ooh, the red payload. The red payload. Alright, he's reaching for Arsenal here. 2 go again on hit, so that'll shut it down. But then he'll have an Arsenal. Sean will likely Arsenal his card. If it's a 4... Actually, that's, yeah, if it's a zipper, or if it's a 0-4, then... But that's the 1 card in his deck. Oh, he does have it. He has it. Okay. He's boosting. He can now pistol. That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. Aaron out of armor. It's going to cost him 2 cards. Sean's not out of this yet. Okay, then yep, pistol off the hyperdriver, hot, coming 2. Take 1 more card, but then Aaron will be able to crack back as long as he kept his blue. Alright, go into Aaron. Kodachi 1, Needle 3. And then let's see what he has in Arsenal, shall we? Yep, another card. And then Arsenal? For 4, breakpoint. Oh, and I see Sean has his other zipper in hand. That, I think, will do it. There went his other red zipper. Or sorry, 0, 0, 0. His other red 0. You all knew what I meant. Yep. Kodachi lock. Is it still Kodachi lock if there's a needle? I think it is. I think it is. The question will be, does Aaron end up just fatiguing Sean? Because Aaron at some point is going to start gunking up hand if he doesn't have Go's cards. effectively IPing himself. As you have a 5, nice on crit strike. Okay, yeah, so he ended up having an extra card there. But I think it might have been a sink below that went into Arsenal there. So Sean's going to draw. Yep. No choice but to pass back. Sean's only out here is if somehow Aaron gets an all red hand. And even then... Alright, yep, 1. Block. 3. Block. Red throttle. This needle has really done work today. To be fair, at this point, card is a card, but that was impressive work on the needle. Good tech into dash. I think Aaron's got another hand here where he can't really string it all together. Yeah, another 4, but that'll suck out the whole hand. No, that's good play. Those 1/4s, not bad. So passing back, and let's see if Aaron can do it here. Sean's getting pretty thin, maybe 2 turns worth. Card. He's got that blue soul bead in his hand, kind of gunking him up, because he knows it's not going to hit. I don't know why you wouldn't needle, unless you've got like a... I mean, he's got plenty of cards to pay for stuff, yeah. See what we can do. I do think, again, he's got another gunked up hand here. Ira depends on blocking, right? Blocking and then doing this. Yep. I mean, the 4s will keep getting her done, right? Knows it's not going to hit, but... See if we can how many cards Sean has left. I think it's just 1 in, yeah, just 1 in deck. So this will be the second to last turn if this pressure keeps up. And at this point, I think that's all she wrote. Does have to, so we did see Aaron got a non-ideal hand here. Tried to cycle out, pitching his D-React. 1/5. Block 5, and he goes down to 1 card in hand, and that will do it once we clean up and pass back here. Alright, valiantly fought. Crazy explosive turns there. Nicely done, Sean, and congratulations, Aaron, on taking down first blood here in Portland. Well, now that we've gotten out those first round jitters, it's time to move on to round 2. A round 2 match will also feature a Dash versus Icelander matchup, but this time we have Kevin set on Dash. Kevin is also a member of the Dice Commando team, but more importantly has quickly become the mascot for Flesh and Blood in Portland. There's no one else in the city who embodies bringing on new players and embodying community than Kevin. Kevin will be facing Anthony Pham, who joins us from Southern California, USA. Anthony, on Ira, is a member of the AGE Pro Team. But before we go into the next game, I'm asking for your support. This event coverage was 100% volunteer activity on my part. To record these games, it meant that I was not able to play in the event. It also meant a 14+ hour day, parking bill, and hauling all my gear downtown. And while I was more than happy to do all of that for the opportunity to bring this to you and to help grow the commoner format, again, I'm asking for your support. Please be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and share the link with your friends. And if you'd like to express your further appreciation, you can use the thanks button down below. $5 buys me a coffee or a beer, and is very much appreciated. All right, folks, going into round 2 today. On the right side of your screen, we have Kevin set. He is on Dash, and let's see. Oh, he goes the shotgun. Okay, so he's shotgun and hyperdriver. And on the left side of the screen, of course, we have Anthony on Aria. He's running just the Kodachi package, and he's also running the RTT equipment. We see, of course, Kevin is on the pretty standard Dash loadout of vest, boots, and, of course, Goliath gauntlets. So let's see who draws first blood in this one. So it looks like Kevin is... He must be loading shotgun. So what Kevin will try to do here is, the shotgun's an interesting choice, trying to come over the top and go for the... Because typically we see pistol in the fatigue package. What he's going to try and do is boost, 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 and get a big hit at the end. Kind of replacing that 2-drop Talishar, but instead going with the shotgun. Do keep in mind you have to load the shotgun early. Alright, so that's a zipper, no boost. So that's a yellow zipper coming for 4. Does he bleed 1 here? So we see a Bittering Thorns in Anthony's hand. Yep, block 3, bleed 1. Then he's going to come back hard here on his opening hand with the Thorns, especially when Kevin does not ideally want to block. We will, of course, see what Kevin will indicate the strength of his hand, whether he blocks or not early. Oh, Scar. Very nice. Ah, that's a great lucky pull, taking that 1 bleed. Yep, there we go. So that's 5 Bittering plus 1 on the next. So Kevin's got to throw 2 cards here to stop this. He did not block the Scar. And just to be clear, this is 9 damage out of the gate here. Yep, blocks. Okay, full block Kodachi 1, which Kevin will likely take. Kevin goes down, takes it, and then another Kodachi, which he'll likely do the same. Anthony will be able to Arsenal here. He could have a follow-up. Still has goes. Anthony did indicate he's going to Arsenal, but... Alright, so going down to 14, Anthony will Arsenal. Kevin comes in with a 2-card hand, which is not super impressive on the shotgun. Is the 1 in Arsenal, but at most he's going to be able to do 2 attacks here. Okay, jump start. That, I think he boosted a red 0. So that's 5 goes. It's effectively a zipper hit.
And then plasma res base X, right? Numbers X plus 1. Okay.
Now that was from Arsenal note. Kevin does still have the 2 cards in hand. Okay, blocks 3, taking 2, going to 17. Pops vest. Ooh, what's he got? What's he got? Is it a throttle? Oh, overblast for 6. Not too shabby. Nope. Okay. Sink in Arsenal. So Kevin able to even it up here, but definite current advantage on Anthony's side right now. We do see another Bittering Thorns in his hand, which will likely come in again that 2nd spot. Although actually in the Dash matchup, depending on what you have in your hand, there's actually an argument, because you know a Dash isn't running D-Reacts. So opening with it's not horrible. But either way, we have Kodachi. We are now evened up on the score. There we go. Kevin will take the 1. Yep, same play as before, effectively. He'll come at 2nd position here with the Ira bonus for 5 and threatening plus 1. We do see Kevin reach into block here.
Yeah, we're gonna block 6.
Block 6 with some pretty good cards. One more Kodachi. Kevin will likely let that bleed.
Man, the value of the Kodachis. Yeah. It's cool. It's not cool for
He's
me.
thinking about it right now on the 1. I mean, it's either a card or nothing. Well, I mean, he does have the headpiece, but
Kodachi yeah, no blocks for sure.
yeah, there he'll bleed. And then Anthony moves to Arsenal. So Kevin got off okay. Did cost him 2 cards, though.
Yeah. Actually, I built an Aria deck just so I can learn how to play.
Has 2 on driver, Gauntlet still up, and boots.
Let's see. Yeah. Not the best.
2-card hand, tough to get value out of that shotgun. And Anthony here can actually take quite a bit and come back hard. Has 3 armor to throw before he does his kitty thing.
3 no boost.
Kevin goes 3 with a no boost. I think Anthony, again, we don't know what he... A lot of times with Ira, you have gunked up cards in your hand because you're designed to block, so he may just value block here. But if no block, we can expect a heck of a turn.
2-3.
Right? So, yep, he moves to take 3. He has 1 in Arsenal, 4-card hand. This could get ugly. Oh, a lunging press. That's some tech. Okay, so that's... and we did see a rising knee in Anthony's hand. So that's a leg tap for 4. Question is, what color rising knee?
No blocks reactions.
Yeah, either way, I mean, either way, it's going to be good value. Kevin takes it all, goes down to 8. Rising knee.
Yeah, there we go. It'll be +2/+1, so 4 go again.
All right, so this is the blue, so it will be just the 4.
Good.
Knowing 2 more Kodachis on the way. 2 more cards in hand. It's also got to watch for that mask. Because that mask is 3 times a turn, not in a row.
I think here, yeah. 2 cards.
I don't think Kevin's going to be able to stop the mask here.
I'll block 4. Makes sense.
We also see Soul Bead in Anthony's hand. The question is the color.
No blocks. No blocks.
Right, so that's 2 Kodachis. Kevin is now at 6, and that's a Soul Bead 4. So do note, Kevin is at... They're not caught up on the screen. Kevin is at 6 health. That is a 4 on hit goes.
Block 6. Sure.
Okay, so he did not pass Pop Mask that time. Went ahead and Arsenaled. Kevin will Arsenal pass here, I would assume. Giving Anthony another great opportunity.
No boost.
Oh, no boost, just swings 4. I think Anthony takes this, I think.
No blocks reactions.
Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, fair enough. No need to take if you've got the nuts.
That's good.
Okay, so we see a Razor Reflex. Ooh, man, Anthony's playing a reaction deck. I don't hate it. Right, so coming in off I think that's a 1-2 punch.
Blocks reactions.
Either way, Kodachi for 1. Kevin goes to 5. Will it be Kodachi 2 or something else? I mean, if he comes in with Kodachi 2, he could just Razor him and end it. To be fair, most of his cards can get Razored, so... Alright, comes in with Twin Twisters. So he'll give it...
5
Okay, he's giving it itself +1. Okay, choosing the +1 mode. So this is coming in for 5 currently. Yep, 2 more cards. Got another Kodachi. Keep stabbing the belly. Oh, interesting. Yep, no blocks. And razors it. Yep. Yep. So with the Twin Twisters combo, that's pushing it to 5, and that'll end it with the reacts. Sneaky Ira deck. We don't see a lot of those reacts. We saw both lunging press and razor reflex. Very nicely done, Anthony. Nicely played, Kevin, and congrats, Anthony, for moving on to a 2-0. This weekend's festivities were hosted by Travis from Fab Foundry, a local LGS here in Portland, and online Flesh and Blood storefront. Travis is my personal source for Flesh and Blood singles. Go check them out over at Fab Foundry, and when you do, please use my affiliate link below. I get a small kickback from any purchase that you make, which then goes right back to Travis as I fill out my own singles needs. Today's round 3 match will also feature Ira, but this time piloted by Phil Hensley out of Chicago, Illinois, USA. Now, Phil is a huge, massive Commoner fan and, of course, had to join us here in Portland for this event. Many of you around the Flesh and Blood community may recognize Phil because of his association with famous cosplayer Max Ferocity. Phil will be facing Jason Watkins, who's joined us here out of Nashville, Tennessee, USA. Phil, a member of the Runaways, will be piloting Chane. All right, folks, welcome to round 3 of today's Commoner Battle Hardened. On the left side of our screen, we have Phil Hensley repping Ira. Now, Phil is a huge fan of the Commoner format, so I'm really excited to get him on stream. Thank you, Phil, for agreeing to sit down with us. So he's on Ira with the Kodachis. He's on 3 of the Kitty package, of course, leaving his head open for AB because, of course, we have our very first Chane of the day. Jason over here is on Chane Rosetta. Makes a lot of sense. He's on the pretty standard loadout package right now with the gloves and then the Bodus now replacing the recently banned Aether Ironweave. He's on Snapdragon Scalers, of course. And in his head slot, he has Ebb and Fold, which is an interesting way to get one into the drink. Remember, if you use that and banish a shadow card, it can go into, or you actually get to draw a card. Backfills itself and can set you up for success if you have everything you want in your hand, and it looks like he actually does right now. So the question sitting down was, is Jason going to be on a traditional Siege chain or more of the newly popular Rune Gate chain, Chain Gate as it may be? But we see Phantoms in his hand. Okay, so he's going to pitch to what? Is he going to Ebb and Fold already? He is. Oh, okay, so he's going Ebb and Fold. Is he going to put the Phantom in? Or it looks like that's a Putrid. Yes, Putrid Stirrings going into the Banish Zone. 1 Blood Debt. And he just drew a Dirge, but that actually looks like a yellow Dirge. Okay, so we're going to shackle up. Get our tokens here. So we are at 1 shackle so far. So his next action, his next Shadow or Runeblade action will have go again.
So next thing has go again.
Is he gonna Rosetta and give it away? Okay, he's just Rosetta for 2 here. Phil blocks. Alright, so that'll do it. Is he gonna... Okay, gonna Dirge here. Interesting. I'll have to check the sequencing on that. I think regardless, it ends up being the same if he passes here. So it'll be at 2 chance off that yellow Dirge. It looks like he's just going to Arsenal here, so. All good, all good. Alright, so we're going to go back to Phil here. Phil got off pretty easily. I mean, either way, it was his turn 0. All he's really looking at Ned on Jason's side is the 2 rune chance, which is not nothing. But Jason's at no shackle. For the moment, of course. So let's see what Phil can do here back. So starting with the Kodachi, going for just soften up the belly a little bit. Jason likely takes this. Yeah, and there we got the blood dead end. There we go. Okay. So does Phil come up? Kodachi 2. So we see a high notes. I think I read the runes. Was that a cussing as well? Ooh, interesting. Read the runes, cussing. That Phantom still, it looks like. And a high notes. Could be a pretty good turn for Jason here if he can not take a bunch to the face. It's up to Phil here to put the pressure on, though. Oh, we know that Arsenal card's not a D-React. Looks like Phil's gonna... Or, sorry, looks like Jason's gonna block here. He does have a number of 2 blocks. Chane blocks pretty well, but he does have a number of 2 blocks. But it looks like he's gonna throw the Phantom out there. Actually makes sense in a way, right? Because you're trying to play those from the drink. So if you have them in your hand, they're in the wrong place for him to use them anyway. You can always hard cast it, but... But man, with that high notes and the shackle next time, that's a lot.
Just for 3.
And we have a pouncing she. Oh, Phil was not able to get the value off this. This is just going to come in for 3. That seems like a pretty easy... Seems like a pretty easy take. But Phil has a plan here. Or, sorry, Jason has a plan here. Phil, unfortunately, was not able to get strung together what he wanted. So Jason's considering his options. But, oh, he's grabbing the high notes. That is a red high note, is it not? Yeah, looks like he's going to block red high note. No, it pulls it back. Okay. Nope. Okay. So Phil gets an Arsenal. Jason got off very, very, very easy that turn. Okay, so we're gonna shackle here. Now note there was no shackle discards because the shackle got blown up to make the rune chance. So this is 1 shackle on board now. Okay, so that read the runes will go again. It's a yellow runes going to 4. So Jason is passing. Okay, Jason's going long game here. All right, loses 1 for the blood debt and then goes back to Phil. We do see a pouncing she in Phil's hand. If it's the blue or the red is uncertain. But he's going to drop a blue 0 here and start the Kodachi train. No, he's not. Okay, leg tap. 4 goes. Is he able to follow this up with a heel or with a rising knee is the question. All right, had Syncpula. Man, I was wrong before. It was a D-React in Arsenal. Yeah, Jason on the long game here. This should be very interesting. All right, Kodachi 2. All right, so there was no rising knee. We do see an Oath of the Arknight, another Dirge.
I'll say no bottom two. Sure.
Okay, moves to take, goes to 15.
Match for one.
Kadachi 1. Gotta take this, I'd assume.
Sure.
Yep, goes to 14. Now let's see what Phil can do with the rest of his hand.
There's been some awkward hands. I'm gonna pass. Pass. Okay.
Oh, and Phil passes. Okay. Now we did see, interestingly enough, a polarity in Phil's hand there. So he was actually hoping to take some arcane damage there. There we go. So there's a shackle. Puts a Phantom in.
What does that do? That is, yeah, it does.
So now he's got, now Jason's 4-card hand
I wasn't expecting to get this far. I'm gonna be honest.
off the 1 shackle.
That
He's in good position to do some pretty crazy things here. Pitching Oath. Is that a cussing Dirge he has as well? Oh my goodness. So what are we pitching for here? Yep, it's cussing into Dirge, I assume.
floating two.
Still has a shackle on board, if needed. He's hesitating on the Dirge, and that makes sense if he wants to keep it on board for later. Right, in case he gets in trouble later. Putting in Arsenal, I mean. But I would think with cussing out there, you'd want to pop it, right? In fact, you definitely want to, because you're not going to stave off the Kadachi damage. I think you don't have an option. Now that you've committed to this playline, I think you have to do this.
This is a lot of numbers. This is a lot of numbers. Pull up this.
Okay. Okay, so he is going to save the Dirge. Okay.
Gain the resource.
Okay, so gains the resource, gains the chance. Going to 7. Not too shabby. Okay, so here comes the stirrings. And then I think he's just gonna lay a bomb here.
It's gonna be big.
Then that'll let him keep the Dirge potentially for, although he's reaching for it. Let's see. I mean, he might just lay a bomb here. Is he gonna shackle is the question. Yep. Okay. Right, so this comes in with Go Again. 12, I believe? Yep.
Go again, plus 7 and
So 7 rune chance into 12. 2 cards in hand with Go Again. Okay, so Phil will take all 7. Now we did see, just remember we had that polarity in hand. Then he's going to block 3, and then... Whoa, he's going to take 9. He's cut. Okay. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. That's a lot when he's facing down potentially another... I mean, at the very minimum here. Wow, this is looking real scary. Okay, so bounding. Now that's from hand, so that does not get the bonus, but it's additional pressure. That'll cost Phil a card for sure. Okay, gives him a blue She. Snaps it. And are we going to see Dirge Rosetta here? No, because he needs to pitch. He needs a pitch. But he may not pitch. Now, do you remember Phil will go back up 4 health here? Because of polarity. I think at 4 you just gotta go, yeah. So Jason's just gonna go 2 and 2. Phil will take the 2 Arcane for sure. Blocks 2 with a Razor Reflex, and then he'll go to 6. Okay, yeah, 6. And then it leaves him with 1 card. Hopefully for him it's a blue. I'm sure he played that. That was a big turn. But this is not over at all right now. Because right now Jason's essentially naked. He still has his release on the table, but he'll be doing 2 shackles. Blind, so Kodachi 2. But it's enough of a lead that...
That's 26 damage. It was a really strong mid-game turn, or early game turn. It's kind of crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so Jason's really thinking about this too here.
Take a little hander. Let's see.
It is interesting on his side, not knowing, right? Sort of not be like the advantage of Siege Chane is you kind of feed yourself. But at this point, he still needs to make sure, with his Chain Gate build, he needs to make sure still that he has the right number of rune chants on the table. But at 6, you would think he should be able to string something together. Okay, so he does take the 2. Let's see what... Okay. Phil's going to be able to kitty for 2 here. And then the question is, will he need... All right, so Jason immediately takes the 2. No delay there. And the question is, yep, so he'll pop. Yep, gain the resource. And then let's see what he has from Arsenal. Not too shabby. That's how you do it. So that's 7. That's the play right there. Does Chane go to 2? I don't think he does. You can see he's in the tank here. Got 2 more cards coming with the banish. Oh, he's going to 2. Okay, let's see what Jason can string together here. This puts Phil in a very Kodachi lockable position with 1 card. Dirge and Rune, so that's 2 misses. So that leaves him with his 4 cards, though, which he very much kept. All right, so Oath, that's a 2-drop. Got a pitch for that. Okay. And that will make a... should make a rune chant. It does look like we missed the rune chant there. Okay, so that Phantom Wraith hard cast. Okay, so calling out the trigger there, Phil did allow it. Okay, so this is 10 with 1 Arcane, with Go Again, and 2 floating, enough for a Rosetta. So Phil's once again in trouble here. We do also have Rune Hold Release for 1 additional pressure based on what Phil responds as. And I apologize, I said 10, it is 8. So it's gonna, yeah, I mean, gonna take at least, I think Phil bleeds the Arcane. But then knowing that you have Rosetta on the back, you could, yeah, he might actually pitch a blue, but he only has AB1 against Rosetta's 2. Yeah, and actually then, so if Phil pitches a blue, Jason's release will just stay there. If Phil takes Arcane, Jason probably pops release and puts the extra pressure on, right? This is a very interesting situation to see how Phil handles this. Again, Phil really just needs one blue to stay in it.
Take the 1.
Okay, so he will take the 1 Arcane.
Down to 7, I'd be like, yeah, take the 1 right away. 3.
Okay, blocks 3. Oh, he has the D-Rack, so he'll only bleed 1.
Yep, take the 1.
So now that he took the 1, we have 2 packets of 2 coming. I think he pops release here. But then again, saving release for Dirge, although we saw Dirge go in the drink. Yep, so he's going to pop release. Nope. And do note that rune chant, yeah, it's gone. There we go. Okay, yeah, he's popping release. Okay. That'll put 1 Rooney on the table, and then he'll swing Rosetta here. 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, and 2. Yep, takes, oh, so go down to 1. So all Jason needs to be able to do is Rosetta. And the game is over, but Phil, if he has a blue, is going to demand 2 cards. Actually, I take that back. You will only demand 1 card. Apologies. Jason's in good shape here. Will have 3 shackles, but that could work against him too if he goes to 1, which he likely will. Because he knows that Phil has no cards, so he can afford to take the 1 and then block the 2. Okay, so he tosses a meet and greet. Block is good. And let's see what we shackle here. Phantom, meet and greet, and sink. So he has 1 on the table. No rune chance, though. So he's got to close it out here. But all he has to be able to do is swing Rosetta. Oath. He has. Okay, shackling to 4. Looking for his rune chant right now. Okay, there we go. And then what can he string together here? Is he shackled for the... it's bounding, so that'll do it, right? Doesn't even matter what the bounding comes in for.
Yeah, you should go. Oh, wait, did I go up to 3 already?
He should be at 4.
I should be at 4. I should be at 4.
See my hand in there in the bottom corner. There you go. So that will do it. The 6 doesn't even matter because the Rosetta trailing will put Phil down to 0. Wow, what an explosive turn there by Jason, and what patience. Getting rid of the high notes, which would have been like a straight play, but man, look at the setup off that.
AB the 1, block the 6.
Okay, so ABs, block 6, and then 2 and 2, and that'll do it. All right, congratulations, Jason.
Really
for moving on in the tournament. As you're watching, if you're enjoying both the product and the atmosphere of what we do here on Dice Commando, please consider joining up as a channel member. Channel memberships are my version of a Patreon. Channel members get access to our awesome member-exclusive Discord, as well as both early access to videos, as well as exclusive members-only videos. And, more importantly, you directly support what we do here, our vision, and our mission in these games. Community first, always, and go Commando. Round 4 of Swiss, and our final match for today's video is a Chane Mirror. We feature Dennis Pham out of Orange County, USA, aka Dennis the Tall. Now, fun fact, Dennis actually took down the Gold Foil Commoner event yesterday on this very same deck. And on the other side of the table, ready to take on that Gold Foil champion, is Luke Manship, who's driven his way down from Seattle, Washington, USA to join us here on Chane. All right, folks, welcome to round 4, where we have a very interesting Chane off here, the Chane Mirror. You can also see that with the exception of the chess piece, we are matched. Dennis is on the Vest of the First Fist, whereas Luke is on the Cross Strap. Now, Dennis, of course, did just win the Gold Foil tournament the day before, running what I believe to be the same deck, but he's going to lead us off. Okay, Siege, Chane, into a high notes. Well, that will do. So he's sending 1 Arcane from Seeds, and then he is on 4 with the 1 Arcane. Because he has created, of course, the Aura, and he will have go again here. But Luke gets to do a little curating here. Yeah, gets to put a Seeds at the bottom. Not too shabby. He doesn't hate that. Blocks 3, takes 1, and then he'll come 2 and 2. Now we only are at AB1, so he'll bleed 1. And then block almost certainly here with a Riftbind. Okay, so we can see at this point that Luke is on what appears to be Siege Chane, or a traditional Siege Chane. Dennis also is showing Seeds. Yes, now we see some more of the traditional Siege Chane cards in Dennis's hand come to fight and such. But let's see what Luke can string together here on the, we should say crackback, but it's not really a crackback because it is now turn 1 of the game. Thinking it over, we do see a Nimbleism in Luke's deck. Or in hand, I should say. This game should go very fast. Both these players appear to be very fast players. Oh, we're going for it. Yes, we can. Okay, cross strap out of the gate. Yep, we do see a Shrill in hand, so we'll chain for the shackle.
We're gonna go.
Be a Shrill for sure. Yep, Shrill 7 goes. That is a red Shrill.
2 in hand? 3 in hand? What the?
7 go again with 3 cards in hand.
Say block 3.
Okay, blocking 3 with a high note, taking 4, going to 16. Now what will Luke do with his go again? Closes the chain. Nimbleism.
Hit the high notes for 9.
High notes for 9. Ho, 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 ho. So this does not have go again, but he just threw 16 points this turn.
Surely you have nothing else from here.
Not too shabby. I mean, that's a dream play, a dual red as long as you get the blue for it. Shrill high notes. Very nice. Dennis has got to be, he's got to, I mean, he doesn't have, he only has 1 shackle. He does have that come to fight, which will likely get tossed down. Again, this is someone who won a gold foil yesterday on this deck. So let's see how he pilots it.
No blocks, moved for reactions?
Yeah, Snapdragon.
No, he snaps and he's gonna shoot.
Where's that door?
Yeah, keep the pressure on.
Two Arcane,
Puts him down,
take the 2 physical in this
goes
box.
all the way down to 3. Oh, polarity though, so he'll go back up 4. Not too Ah, man, great opening hand for Dennis too.
Clean up, and then I will pass back to you.
So
Soul Shackle.
Dennis now with 3 cards in hand, misses on his Soul Shackle.
So let's go.
Yeah, I think these folks are like very mirror. Okay, so he's gonna bury with Eben.
Banish Bounding Demagogue, draw 1.
Okay, puts bounding in, makes sense. Gets the draw. Not able to see what it is yet.
Let's go. Come to fight.
All right, coming to fight for the other resource, chaining.
Bounding Demagogue. This will be
Okay, so bounding from the drink, so that gets the +1, so it's +3 from come to fight. Itself is 3, and then it gets +1 because it came from vanish.
no reactions.
Luke moves to no block, takes the full 7 to the face, puts him at 11.
Yeah, then on to hand.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Vest for 2, and then Rosetta's for 2/2. Leaves him with an arsenal card. Luke has not blocked, so he has a full grip. We'll have 1 shackle. So probably takes this and goes back. Considering he has... Yep. Takes... He's thinking on the non-2 physical. So, I mean, if he has a dead card, value block makes sense. Pitching was not on the... was not in the card, so to speak, because he only had the... Okay, so we're evened up at 7. But Luke, again, with a full grip here. Let's see what he gets off the top. Could be it.
Alright, I get my turn. Soul Shackle, I guess. Hit the high note.
He gets a high note, so he also misses. But again, 4 cards, did not want to block.
My 2 will activate it.
Okay, so he's going to ebb and fold. Puts in a Rift Bind. Okay, so if he can... So he'll get the draw. And if he can string together some non-attacks here... Keep in mind he has Shackle. It looked like a lead the charge.
You got Seeds Wagon?
Oh, Seeds, okay. So Riftbind is on. Okay, it was both. Okay. So Seeds will now come in for... Or sorry, Riftbind will come in for the +2. With an action point. Just,
Soul Shackle. No Rift Bind.
okay, so Riftbinds.
Hate the go again, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So that is going to be...
So there's the Arcane coming. Does he pitch for the Arcane is the question. I'm excited to see what that
Hand, 1 floating.
hand card for Luke is. That 1 floating.
Scoundrel. How dare you? Making me think on this Sunday afternoon.
Thinking in the chamber? That we're
Take the Arcane.
Okay, Arcane has been taken. Blocks with a Shrill, takes 2. Okay, Thorn for 2/2, but what? We've got to lead the charge out there.
Take the 2 Arcane.
There you go.
Okay, moves to Arsenal.
The Shrill, I got it.
Alright, Lord Sutcliffe, what you got for me?
All right, let's see.
Soul Shackle 1. Soul Shackle 2.
We did it.
Damn it.
Dual miss on Dennis's side.
Look at us go.
Let's go. Seeds of Agony, Chain ability, Soul Shackle to 3. Hit the high notes coming in.
All right, so high notes off.
6.
So we've got the 1 Arcane, and then we've got a shackled high notes.
I don't want to block. I hate block.
Classic Runeblade players.
Yeah, there we go. We're really doing it. We're taking 1.
Yep.
Okay, takes the Arcane. Got a block here.
On hit die.
On hit die. On hit die. That's true. That's true.
He's just got to be able to keep something so they can Rosetta, right? Do keep in mind that Dennis still has Snappies up. It's not relevant for the moment, but could be relevant later. Once he starts digging.
Let's go again, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Shackle.
Because if this doesn't get wrapped up quick, both these folks are going to be digging from their banish zone. Luck of the flip. Looks like he's going to block 1, probably go to 3.
I think bad things. Blocking 3, 2, 3.
Okay, yep, also blocks with a Shrill. Goes to 3, and then 2/2, so he'll have to, I mean, he'll likely go to 1, taking the Arcane here.
Tricks up your sleeve on tip trick.
Yep, and then I'll get 1 more card from hand.
I will clean up.
And then let's see what Luke can do. 2 in hand, 1 in arsenal, 2 shackles,
Soul Shackle number
Nothing. No
1.
hit. No hit.
Rip binds.
Yeah,
rift binds, and a... Oh man, he would have liked to have seen that a bit ago. That's how card games go.
You're gonna dead with Dirge?
Yeah.
All right.
Good Dirge to Shackle.
Dirge is a shackle. 3, that's very good. Dirge and a shackle is pretty good.
If that happens, I gotta rip bind through.
Does have the rift bind on. If he's got the pitch card, it's going to be rough shape for Dennis here.
You're gonna Chane to Shackle again.
Okay, shackles. So he's playing from hand, or is he pitching? Because if he can pitch, he's got to get the rift bind out or he dies, if Dennis lives, of course. So if it's a yellow, should do it.
Binds. 3 go again, 3 Arcane.
So that's 3 Arcane, 3 go again.
Tell you what, man. I'm going to pitch for 3 of your rune chants.
Oh, an all red hand.
Yeah.
That will
Gonna
do her. Yeah, that'll do her. All right, well done, well done. That was a fun, fast match to watch. Well, my friends, that will do it for today's coverage. Thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to tune in for our other videos for the rest of the event, culminating, of course, in the finals and ultimately crowning the very first Commoner Battle Hardened champion. As a quick reminder, is that your support of these videos indicates that this type of content is valuable, and it affects my decisions going forward. Show your support with a like, a subscribe, and sharing your feedback with a comment. Thank you so much for joining me today, my friends, and of course, go Commando.